everyone, and Happy New Year. So good to see everyone here today. And it's my honor to introduce Mayor Neil Ellis. I have known Neil for a long time. Neil Ellis is the 77th Mayor of Belleville and was elected mayor on October 24th, 2022. He was born and raised in Belleville. Neil's first and foremost a loving husband to Susan and a good father to Zach, Maddie, and Abby, his lovely children. Neil has deep roots in the community and owned and operated Doug's Bicycle for nearly 30 years. We know that Neil was mayor before for two terms, and then he was a member of parliament, our member of parliament, for a 4-year term. And during that time, he was our Quinte riding's representation, and he helped learn and know what the government can do to get us more infrastructure, more services. And he's really gone full circle with his service to our community so that we can get the best from our government. So now he's here to help us do that again. So without further ado, I will introduce Mayor Neil Ellis.
Thank you for your kind words, and I'm going to have to get you to write my bio next time. But it's a pleasure to be here. And I mentioned I was at Kiwanis yesterday, and it's about service clubs in our community that make our community the social fabric of it. And I want to thank this club for all that you've done over the past how many years? 80 years, 70 years, whatever it's been. Pardon me? 102. Okay, so I got you younger than you are. But whether it was help on such things as tree planting on the waterfront trail, the music park, all the projects you've done over the last while, our community, just think of how it would be without those projects from service clubs. So give yourself a good round of applause for what you've done. I guess I got to start out with wishing everybody a Happy New Year, and I'll probably be doing that into February, but we can still say it. I guess it's safe. You mentioned I'm the 77th mayor. I think, isn't there something if you shoot your handicap in golf and your age, is there something there? So I've got to gain about 17 years to have, or 18 years to be to get the date the same. As I said on the campaign, we needed to drive change through effective leadership, and I'm up to the task to do that. We must focus on infrastructure, which we talked about earlier. The grassroots of the city, we must focus on getting more boots on the ground. We are a strong community, and our future looks bright, but putting first people, actively creating a desirable workforce environment is what the city needs to do. I campaigned in 2006 when I first became mayor on the doctor shortage. At that time, we were about 10,000 patients that were orphaned from a family practitioner. My council brought into the original doctor recruitment program. It would have been, I believe, in 2007. We were successfully to recruit, I think it was 19 doctors or 20 doctors in our first 3 years. At that time, we had the issue basically solved, and we kind of took the gas off the pedal, or pedal off, whatever I'm trying to say. It's tough here this morning still. And we went down to 2 doctors, but which unfortunately councils didn't see moving out. Population growth, we've had about 7,000 to 8,000 people over the last 4 to 5 years. And we've had many family doctors that have retired, and I thank them for their service. But when they leave, there's a big gap because there's a shortage of, maybe some of them had 4,000 to 5,000 patients, 1,000 and that. And it usually we usually have to recruit at least 2 to 3 doctors to replace one that has retired. So over the course of the last 10 years or 12 years, we've been successful in recruiting around 44 doctors. But it's time to do better. We're back to basically 10 to 15,000 orphan patients again. So during the campaign, part of it was, and most of council was on their platform, is we have to look at the doctor shortage again. Obviously, it's a provincial issue, but if we don't take care of it ourselves, it's never going to get done. So on New Year's Day, we announced we've gone, like a lot of other municipalities, the city of Prince Edward County, or the county, City of Quinte West, City of Kingston, and hired a full-time doctor recruiter. So that was announced New Year's Day. We've hired Karen Post. We've taken her from economic development. She was the manager and made her into a full-time doctor recruiter. So her first day was January 1st, and she's working hard at that. And so it puts us up to an even level with our counterparts, not only around us, but surrounding municipalities. We were at a doctor recruitment conference, Karen and I, last month at Ottawa U, and there was over 34 municipalities that had tables asking doctors to come to the community. So it's gotten very competitive. Out of that meeting, we basically invite the students to come to the city for a weekend, come meet the trails, walk the trails, meet people like yourself, take them out to the hospital, show them the facilities, the Quinte Sports Centers, and try to make them, in a weekend quickly, make them a part of the community. And so we do have some visits coming from that journey to Ottawa, and now it's next to get Karen and council to talk them into staying here and sign contracts. So she's started already, and out of the gate, she's got the pole in the water, and she's got some fish nibbling. So hopefully we'll get there. Okay.
His Worship Mayor Neil Ellis, we want to thank you for your very insightful presentation today. I just wanted to let you know I did a bit of research before we came in, and I noticed that Belleville was actually named in 1816, right? It was officially incorporated as a village in 1836, population around 2,000 people. Yeah, you probably know all this, right?
Well, Jerry wrote the book on it, but I haven't read it in a while. So.
Well, how about this then? The city was incorporated in 1877, and I know Tracy mentioned you were mayor once before. Yeah. It wasn't then, was it? No.
I feel that way some days it was. So.
Okay, so we've established that. But, the interesting thing is, so Belleville was incorporated back then in 1877, but, the Rotary Club of Belleville was chartered in 1920. It's actually not that much different, about 40 years difference, and it's really quite interesting and I think impressive that the organisations have been working together for a long, long time. And I just wanted to say to you while you were here that, we're very proud of the relationship that the club has with the city of Belleville, and it goes a long way to the work that we do in terms of service. And those monies are being, distributed not just locally but around the world as part of Rotary International. So I wanted to thank you while you're here for your part, the city, the mayor and the council in that relationship. We look forward to continuing that in this year, especially as we come out of COVID and we're trying to overcome all kinds of hurdles. So thank you for that. All of the work that you've been doing, all of the things that have been done in your last 10 year, joking aside, obviously when you were mayor before, we know that a lot of that work was the foundation for the previous council. And it's been exciting to see that come to fruition. And we look forward to watching you and your council cooperate and work together on the future of Belleville.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. As a token of our appreciation, we are pleased to provide you with a copy of our book, A History of the Rotary Club of Belleville. And what you might take a note of in this book, you'll see that there are past presidents from the Rotary Club of Belleville who also have participated in the role of mayor within the city. So I hope you'll enjoy this and maybe something for your council to enjoy. Perfect. As well.
Thank you.
Mayor Neil Ellis, thank you very much.
Thank you.